Welcome to this week's Dog on the Plot, and we are starting in the home garden this week. It was about an hour ago, blazing sunshine, I was really warm, I was so pumped to kind of come out into the garden and just do a few jobs while I was on my lunch break, but I thought I'll have my sandwich first, and now the sun has gone, the cloud has come over, it's proper dull, and a bit cold, but I still want to do a couple of things, mainly because there is a frost due on like Friday night, so we're looking at -2 temperatures, it's saying in the forecast at the moment, and so I want to do just a little bit of prep before that comes, and I'm at work all day Friday, so now is my only opportunity really. I thought what I would do is bring in any flowers as cut flowers that are still blooming, because they probably won't be by Saturday. Just check if there's anything else out there that needs overwintering, if I've missed a begonia or fuchsia or geranium. And the other thing I was thinking about was the gazanias. So I grew gazanias this year from seed, which I also did the year before, and just like the year before, they have not bloomed. But they're quite big and they look really healthy, and so I'm thinking I'll just bring them in, overwinter them, and then hopefully next year they will bloom because they'll already be fully grown. Now my mom overwinters gazanias every year because she has my late Uncle Jim's gazania, and every year that blooms, so they can be overwintered. I'm just not brilliant at overwintering things, so we will see, but first of all I need to get them out of the ground. So I thought we'd have a quick whip around the home garden, look what's still going on, what we can bring in, and perhaps save before this frost comes. And it's not that I'm sad about the frost, because the frost means that in not too long I'll be able to dig up the dahlias and put the tubers into winter storage, and also I'll be able to harvest the ochre, which I'm so looking forward to. So perhaps, won't be this week, but perhaps next week we'll be able to harvest the ochre. We'll see if I'm as excited about the ochre as I was last week about the Jerusalem artichokes. You know, I had a thought about the Jerusalem artichokes. I think I might make a kraut out of them, you know, like a sauerkraut, but with Jerusalem artichokes. I think that would be really good. Again, don't know if we'll be doing that this week. This week is busy. It's a busy week. I've had a busy week leading up to the video, and I'm open day on Saturday at work, and I think Sunday Liam and I are going hiking, and Monday I'm in work to do a taster day. So yeah, there's not much opportunities to do much filming this week. It may be actually a relatively short video. Famous last words. Okay, let's go have a look around the garden. The other thing I should mention is that I'm actually on my new phone now, which is very exciting. Yet to get a tripod, so we're still shaky cam for the time being, but Black Friday's tomorrow, so we'll see what bargains I can find. Right, let's have a look then. So we have a rose still blooming. It's not your time, little rose. Oh, but I don't think that's kind of worth bringing in. Bit soft. Okay. Now, there is one of the gazanias. Okay. These are sometimes called treasure flower. There's another one. Look, that's huge, that one. Okay, we'll dig that up. Any more? Oh, I know. We'll bring the alstroemeria in. They make a beautiful cut flower anyway, and I don't think these flowers will be here on Saturday. There's another gazania in there. How many did I put in? I'll have to have a real search through this border, because as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess. Oh, look at those. Yeah, I think I'll cut the mums and bring them in. And what about the ranunculus? It's still very beautiful. This one's been a bit eaten, but yeah, maybe we'll bring those in too. Should I dig this up and overwinter it as the plant? Because it is, yeah, it's a funny time of year that it's blooming, and you can plant the corms in autumn, although it's not my plan to. I did last year, but I'm not going to do it this year. I'm just going to wait till the spring. And I haven't bought any new corms. Instead, I'm just using the ones that I saved from this year. Oh my goodness, look at this. A gladioli. You can come in. And you. Look, there's another one there and one back there. Yes, we'll take those in. Okay. And then coming along here, I've got all these salvias. Well, it's one salvia, but all the flowers on it. Oh gosh, look at that. I know I should cut this back, shouldn't I? I should cut it back before it gets caught by the frost. And I've got that one back there as well, which I think is also a salvia, but could be a penstemon. Weirdly, this Amimagus is flowering, but I don't think I want to bring that in because I know Amimagus is meant to be a good cut flower, but I find it just drops its petals really quickly and makes a mess. Now what will be going then is all the nasturtiums. So let's enjoy the nasturtiums. Let's capture them before they go. Look at the size of the leaves. And they're enormous. And then of course the monster one here. How far did it get up the arch? Oh, it went off to the side. There we go. And there's still flowers. Maybe I'll pick some to have on salads or meals. No sign of the garlic yet. This is where I put the garlic in. It's not those. Those are the 2 onions that were still in there. But no, none of the garlic yet. I hope the squirrels haven't dug it up. Do squirrels like garlic? I remember planting a begonia in here. Where did it go? Is it still in there? Oh, yes, there it is. Oh, okay. We'll try and get you out and pot you up as well then. See if you'll overwinter. Oh, so many leaves off the ginkgo just came down with that gust of wind. Really need to gather up some leaves out here. It's different this year because I've put in the shady bed underneath the ginkgo tree, so all the leaves that go into that now can just create mulch for the plants that are under there. But of course last year that was just lawn, and it was dead easy. I would just run the lawnmower over the whole thing and that would collect all the leaves. But yeah, not quite so simple this year, but well, I guess more simple in that a lot of the leaves are just going to do their job on that bed and won't need clearing up at all. Okay. So we've gone through not that much. I think most of it is already in here. So yeah, I'll just go round, cut those flowers and get the begonia and the gazanias up. And I think that is prepped. I think the garden is prepped. And once we have that frost and kills off the nasturtiums and some of the other stuff, it'll be a matter of clearing then. That was on my list from last week, wasn't it? Clearing, general clearing, that was it. So yeah, that'll be next week. job for today, as it gets not only windy but rainy, is to collect a few bits for the rabbits to take to work tomorrow. So perhaps they can have some nasturtium leaves. I think I looked up and they were okay for rabbits. Let's have a look at the carrot bed, which is still covered with nasturtiums. They'd like some celery. Some parsley from the greenhouse salad bar. And some sage. Well, apparently ginkgo biloba leaves are safe for rabbits. It's good for the circulation. And I think it's a digestion. Oops. A few of those in. Okay, rabbits sorted. That's it then. I shall see you at the weekend. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning. Where did the week go? Well, two things. It went because I was working a lot this week, and because my back decided to seize up. Related really, because I was on campus quite a lot. There was a lot of driving, which my back does not favour. So Friday it was stop-start traffic on the way home, and that's a real trigger for me. And then I think I would have been all right, but Saturday I had to go in for open day, and so I was driving again straight away in the morning, and yeah, I did not like that. So thank you to my colleague and friend of the show, Kristen, who got me through open day, and then Liam took over the weekend, ran me nice hot Epsom salt baths, and yeah, kept me mobile enough to get into work on Monday. But again, you don't get time to recover if you keep doing the thing that you know makes it worse. But hey ho, today is Tuesday. I've not got to drive for a few days, so I'm hoping during this time, yeah, I'll get fit again. But this is why I'm walking rather slowly, not just because I'm filming. I said to another colleague, Duncan, I said, I feel like I've been walking around like an emperor penguin with an egg between its legs. So yeah, I tried to do a bit of a walk with Liam on Sunday, and get out into the peaks, and you know, we got a bit of fresh air, but yeah, pretty soon had to turn back, and then he had to help me in the car. So yeah, that didn't go particularly well. So no filming over the weekend, which is a first in a long time. The window cleaner walking through the park then just caught me vlogging. So yes, anyway, I did think maybe I shouldn't put a video out this week, because I didn't have much footage, and not really in the mood, you know. I'm not really my bright-eyed, bushy-tailed normal self. But then I thought, we all have weeks like this, don't we, where things just don't get done. We're unwell, or work gets in the way, or other commitments. And I thought, you know, part of my channel, someone commented not long ago that she liked that it seemed really genuine, and that yeah, what did I call my tour the other week? What, warts and all? So yeah, I didn't want to just gloss over this and like pretend that it's not happened. We all get weeks like this, and so I thought instead, you know, even though I can't do much, I can take stock and just look and appreciate. And plus, of course, the cold weather came this week, so there's been really quite a remarkable change in my growing spaces. All those nasturtiums, I did actually take some footage Saturday morning, which was the first hard frost, the first real frost, I would say, because this is the frost that kills. And you could see all the nasturtiums were frostbitten and starting to droop. When we go back to the garden later, you'll see that they've all completely collapsed now. And it's a little bit sad, of course, because now that part of the season is over. But it's really nice actually to see the structure of the garden again, and the shapes and the perennials, and yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to clearing away the debris a little bit and seeing what's left. Not sure we're going to be doing any of it today, but at some point. So what I did think we could do today is head to the community orchard and check on the medlars, because I am sure they are ready now. If not over, they're very likely bletting on the tree. And I was looking back through photos last night, and I'd already made my medlar honey by mid-November, so we're a bit later this year. So I thought we'll go take a look at the medlar tree. We'll go swing by the plot because I want to get some harvest, and then we'll have a look in the home garden. And I think to end this week's video, I mentioned about the Jerusalem artichoke sauerkraut that I thought might be a good idea. I'm going to have a go at that. So that's in part why I want to go to the plot, get some carrots to make a kraut with the Jerusalem artichokes. So if that sounds like fun, stick around. And right, come on then, Dory. Let's head to the orchard. One. Oh yeah, very squidgy. Look, you can see it's indenting, so that is very much ready. Let's give it a there you can see that is the pulp. So it's supposed to taste like caramelized apple, like toffee. Oh, don't eat the pip though. Sorry. It's delicious. Obviously when you cook them, you'll strain out all the pip and the peel, but yeah, that's really good. Right, let's see how many we can collect. Nobody else really seems bothered about these in the community. They just sort of stay on the tree or drop, so I'm not too bothered about taking a fair share, but I do want to leave some for the birds and insects as well, because I assume especially the insects will really love that kind of sweet juicy centre. Oh, so good, so good. There you go, that cheers you up. Was sort of half the size of this last year. All I did was give the trunk a little shake and they all fell off, and I just picked them up off the ground, but with all the leaves gone, I can really see where the fruits are. I can just pick them off, I think. There we go, take a little, leave a lot. And I was thinking I would have to blet these on the windowsill when I got home, so I would make the honey in a few days. But they are bletted, they are ready. By the way, when I say medlar honey, obviously it's not honey, it's just sugar syrup made with medlar juice. And I've made honeys using dandelion flowers before, so making an infusion of dandelion flowers and then using that with sugar to make the honey. But I really like the medlar better actually, and it's lasted a full year. I've got like a jar and a half I think left. I wish I'd brought a cup of tea. It's beautiful down here. Doesn't look very beautiful. There's a lot of dead cosmos and tree spinach and oh, the Jerusalem artichokes. Oh, that foliage is well over. I'll take you for a look in a moment. Just having a little rest. It was really good that the medlars could just be picked off the tree and I didn't have to bend. But nevertheless, it still feels like I've slightly overdone it. But this is pretty restorative. Sunshine, fresh air. Lovely. So what I need for my kraut is carrots and kale, cabbage, but I have yet to grow successfully a cabbage, but I do have the Australian tree cabbage, so that might work. I could get some of that. But actually I was thinking maybe to use the perennial, the Tortondine kale, because that's got a tougher leaf, so it's like half kale, half cabbage, and I think that might work really well in a kraut. Okay, let's go have a look and collect some bits. Oh dear, I left my my kneeling mat out. And so a fox decided to poop on it. Thanks, fox. Seriously. Oh, and there's a ball in this bed. There's a ball in this bed, Dory. I think the foxes brought it for you. Little broken ball. Right, there's the Jerusalem artichokes. That's good dead hedge material though. Let's not knock it. This kale is still looking absolutely fabulous. Look at the centre of it. How healthy is that? Oh, what? Look! Oh, I've even bent over for this. That sounded rude. This is a Romanesco cauliflower. Who knew? Who knew? It's finally growing. Probably won't come to anything, but anything in this one? Ow, 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 ow. Oh. No. Ooh. Okay, we're back up. Beans very much over. Cosmos very much over. Right, carrots. Carrots is what I wanted. Okay. Oh, sad little carrot bed now. Let's see what we've got. Kind of small and yeah, not brilliant anymore. Right. There we go. That's more like it. That's what I want. There we go. There's a few more. Okay, I think we've got enough here to get started with. There we go. Whoops. I just left these here. They've been out like that in the frost now. Although Steve did say in the comments that these look like willow herb rather than wallflowers. Yeah, here's a closer look, Steve. I think you might be right. Oh dear. Oh well, doesn't matter then, because they'll just go in the compost. Funny that I dug them all out though. Oh, there's the horseradish, look. Okay, kale. There it is. There's the beast. Oh my god, it looks magnificent. There we go. Wow. It's fabulous stuff. It really is. And to think you can have that plant for maybe 8 years or more and just keep propagating from it as well. Okay, let's get that in the bag. No fancy trugs or even a backpack here today. I found this bag on the plot. Thank you, Mark. And our mum gave me this one. Boundland bag for the medlars. But right, let's get these home. Oh, just before I go, over on Mark's plot, he's finished his mini pond. You remember I bought my 9 pond plants that were a quid each? Well, he went and got some as well, as did my cousin. It was such a bargain. So that's obviously prompted him to finish off the pond. Apparently my nephew said this morning, do you remember when Kerry paid me to dig her a pond but then didn't pay me to line it, so now it's just a ditch on her plot? He's a one. Right, come on then, Dory. Home time. Sit down and a cup of tea, I think. Let's get moving. Oh. Ready, steady, go. Go. Oh, oh, this is tricky when Mummy's got a backpack. Yeah, it's tricky. Hi, welcome to the home garden. We're in the midday sun now. How glorious is this? A little unexpected after, well, yesterday was awful. It was like raining, dull, just terrible, cold. So last night it got to 2.9 here in the greenhouse, which isn't bad at all because I think the forecast was like -2. But it has been down to -1.9 in here over the weekend. I did notice. But not so bad last night. I think because the cloud cover came over and then we had rain, so it wasn't actually frost this morning. But we have had a frost. We've had a hard frost, haven't we, Dory? Yes. Yes, you've got seeds in your fur. So let's go and have a look what the garden looks like now. Actually, let's just start in the greenhouse because look what I just noticed. I brought the straw flowers in and there are 3 buds. I'll just lean over to try and get that. There you go. I wonder if they'll be protected enough in here to come out. Certainly the salvia cuttings are enjoying it in here. They're flowering, so I'll have to pinch those off. The begonias do need cutting back now. Agapanthus looks fine. Oh, the poor tuber. These are the tuber begonias. Those are starting to wilt. But yeah, all fine. I also brought in the Thunbergia just in case, and the Million Bells, the hanging basket. See if I can keep it going. The Phacelia, no. Physalis, that's it. Both of those are still in here and alive. But yeah, my plan is, these are not going to fruit this year, I don't think, but I'm going to see if I can overwinter them and treat them like a perennial. And the salad bar bed is looking okay, a little bit bare. Some things didn't make it, but yeah, that's the lamb's lettuce. That's going well, and those cabbages, the lettuces are doing well too. Oh, and still got marigolds. But what we haven't got is dahlias. There you go. That's how you know you've had a real frost. There goes the cafe au lait. Got all of one bloom, 1 and a bit blooms from those. We'll try again next year. And you can see that my shady dry bed is absolutely covered in the ginkgo leaves, thoroughly mulched. I'll just show you the ginkgo. So what a difference a week makes. It still looks amazing, and again a fantastic blue sky, but there's not too many leaves left on it now. See if I can reach some to make a tea. But this is the view I really did want to show you because it looks so different now that the nasturtiums have collapsed. So there they go, all over. And then that absolutely enormous one. I still can't believe that this was one plant. One plant, Dory, can you believe it? She can't believe it. So all that needs to come out, and then I might be able to find some carrots underneath. Who knows? But perhaps they didn't do much because they didn't get a lot of light. And the other thing that's died off is the ochre foliage. I am so excited for these ochre, and I'm slightly tempted. I can see one just peeking through the soil now. I'm slightly tempted to get in there, but I'm not. So like I was saying last week, you really want to leave ochre like a week or 2 after the foliage dies, But yeah, it's a dicey game because obviously you don't want any creatures to come along and eat them all. Also, if I clear away the foliage, I don't want to forget where they are because they're dotted all over the place. There's one in the other bed. Right, they're in these two corners. Let's remember that. I put it on the video so I can look back. But otherwise, everything is okay. Obviously last week I just tipped that leaf mould out and then left it there. It's meant to be going in a dumpy bag, wasn't it? Well, that's not happening right now. Shall we have a quick look in here and see if we've still got any beetroot and chard? It looks about the same size. Oh, the chard looks a bit bigger. That looks okay. I'm tempted to move that into the greenhouse. Still got rocket and the broccoli rabe doesn't look so good. Never really did take off, and that's a weed in the middle there. The rocket looks quite good though. I could use that. I think the problem with having things in a little tunnel like that is that you tend to forget about them and don't look, or it's a faff to look. So that's why it gets a bit neglected, which is a shame. So yeah, I might move the chard into the greenhouse, but I'm a bit concerned because things tend to get eaten in there. Whereas weirdly, really weirdly, things aren't getting eaten in that tunnel, even though it's made like on a brick base where there's loads of spaces for creatures to hide. I don't know. Sometimes there's no logic to it, is it? What I'm standing here looking at is the mint bed. So there's the mint bed. Still plenty of foliage in there to be making teas and such, but they are starting to get straggly, and it's cool. You can actually see the varieties again now that the labels are appearing again. But what I might do with this is chop everything that's remaining, chop to the soil level, and bundle it up to dry out for teas over winter. I think that would be a nice thing to do, and then the bed can be mulched, ready for the mint to come back in the spring. Oh, let's see if we've got any evidence of the garlic yet. Ooh, I think that might be the garlic coming up. That's exciting. Can't really see any others yet. Look at that lettuce. How is that lettuce still standing after those frost? Parsnips, more Tortondine kale. Oh yeah, let's have a look under here, because this is another one that is under something and therefore gets neglected. Oh, something's definitely been digging in here. Oh yeah, all looking good. That's all fine. Keep that covered. Right, well, not bad. I was just looking at this border and there's a Tortondine kale that I just stuck in the ground and it looks like it's taken. And on Pippa Chapman's channel, she did say that you could do that, and there you go, you can. It worked. But what I did because she sent me them as bare root, well, there's no root on it, it was just a cutting, a fresh cutting, and I stuck it immediately in little pots of soil. But yeah, they all took, I think, and that's why I have one on the plot, one in the garden, one on the front garden. But they're great, they are great. Anything left to show you? Oh, shows what a little bit of shelter does. This nasturtium is absolutely fine under the tassel tree. There we go then, just a little garden update. I mean, a lot of clearing to be done. So yeah, clearing and mulching, that's what's got to be done, but not with this back, not today. So instead, I do find that cooking is one of those things that helps the back, because you're not just standing still like I am now, which is not good, but you're kind of doing this little bit of moving, sowing seeds too, if you're at the right height. If you're bent over, it's not so good. But anyway, enough of my aches and pains. Let's go in the kitchen and make some kraut. Right, my lighting in the kitchen isn't brilliant, so bear with me, and we haven't got the gimbal yet, so we're just going to be static, but I'll hold things up and hopefully you'll get the gist of what it is I'm doing, and if you want to recreate it, you can. Now, the kraut that I'm going to make is a carrot and kale kraut, usually a smoky one, and I've made it a couple of times before. It's my absolute favourite. I'll put some pictures of it up on the screen. But this time I'm introducing the Jerusalem artichokes. Will this work? Nobody knows. We shall see. But I'm thinking they're not easy things to peel, are they? And though I normally do the carrots for this in ribbons, I think I'll grate them this time, and I think I'll probably do it in the Maggi mix just to make it a bit quicker and easier. But I do need to check these for bugs first. Everything's been washed. I've been down to the shed and got a red onion, so another homegrown ingredient. I'm going to put elephant garlic in this time as well. So normally I would just put regular garlic, but we're going to do elephant garlic. We've got the kale, that's fine. So those are all my kind of main ingredients. So artichokes, carrots, onion and garlic and kale. And then I'm going to spice it up with some ancho chilies. My chilies were not successful this year, so we're going with these dried ones. Some smoked paprika and obviously salt. And that's all you need, really. So I think my first job is to clean everything up, peel it and get it ready to grate. Okay, as if by magic, here we go. There's all my veggies chopped. So carrot and Jerusalem artichokes. Top tip, if you have ever bought a reusable straw, they usually come with one of these straw cleaner things. That was awesome for getting into the bits of the Jerusalem artichoke that are tricky. So there you go, top tip. Right, now I need to put these through the Maggi mix, but it's a long time since I've used this for anything but chopping, and I have a lot of bits because I also have the spiralizer attachment. So, oh, actually that says spiral on it, so that's not the thing I need. Okay. Right, bear with me. Right, I've got there in the end. So the slicing didn't work, it made them too thick. I tried to then put it through the grater, but they were too thin to then go through the grater. So I've ended up pulsing it with the chopping blade, which is fine. You know, it's not exactly how I would have chose to have it, but it's chopped up into small pieces, and that will work for what I want. So now I'm just going to put it all into my enormous bowl. This is my kraut bowl, I guess. But what I do need to do is take a reading of the weight of the ingredients that I'm putting in. So let's get it onto 0. I can already feel that this is the type of day where now the battery will run out on here and it knows I haven't got any to replace it. It is feeling like one of those days. But oh, I meant to say I put some of the golden beets in as well, things that I'd picked a few this morning. So I think they'll help give it a really vibrant colour as well. Okay, right, what's that at then? 481. So I'm going to make a note of that. 481 grams. That's what we got so far in our bowl. Right, Jerusalem artichoke time. Let's see if I can have a bit of better look with these. Right, that went much better. I'm not going to put this straight into the main bowl with the rest, just in case this scale does give up the ghost. So we'll weigh it separately. Yeah, look, that's much better. Nice actual strands of Jerusalem artichoke. I didn't bother peeling in the end because that looked like a right faff. So skin and everything has gone in, but hopefully no dirt. Okay. Oh, see, it went off. There we go. I did the right thing. Right, now I need another bowl. I'm making so much washing up. I have to use my bowl that I make use for crumbles. Right, naught. Seven, 4, 4. We got there. And then that can go in the bowl with the carrot. It's quite hard to position this camera, but I realise you've not really been seeing what I've been doing down here. So the final ingredient, main ingredient, is the kale. And what I think I will do is just take out the stalk. So if you don't know, hold the stalk and then just pull. And that gets rid of the really woody bit. Oh, and then Dory likes to eat that. But she can't eat this many. So I'm going to do that, and then I think, oh, hello, a little snail. That's what happens when you're using fresh ingredients. I have just washed all of this several times, but yes, we'll watch out for little hijackers. And then just fold it up and thinly slice. So for this one, I do have like little ribbons. Okay, so that's the idea. Right, this will take me a while. I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so our next weigh in, we're at naught. Will this all fit in the bowl? Oh, it's gone to 1. Not sure this is all going to fit in the bowl. Maybe we'll do it in 2 stages. Okay, that's 200. Okay, into the big bowl. Back to 0. 150 grams. Perfect. Okay, so the final ingredient to go in is this ancho chili. Mild, fruity and smoky. So I think the whole thing should go in there. Let's do the whole thing. And here, the seeds inside. I'll start by just slicing, I think. Shall we put the seeds in too? Yeah. It's meant to have a kick. No, Dory, you don't want any of this. No way. Okay, the weight of that will be negligible, so I'm just going to stick that on top. And then all the paprika that I've got left. And some. bit for luck. Right, salt will be the last thing then, so we need to do our adding up. Okay, 481 plus 744 plus 201 plus 150. Off you go. I've got 1,576, but I'm going to double check it on my calculator. Nailed it. Right, so 1,576 grams, and you want between 2 to 3% salt. So 2 to 3, so we'll maybe go 2.5%. Oh, I do need my calculator for that. Okay, well, pretty much 40 grams. 40 grams I'm going to go with, which sounds about right. Okay. Again, I'm not going to put it directly into the bowl in case my scales die on me. So let's get a little jar. Yeah. 0. There we go. So what's that? A third of a cup. Third. And it's almost to the top there. That's 40 grams, and that is just a nice sea salt. Okay, nothing overly special, but you don't really want to use table salt. A nice sea salt or Himalayan salt kind of thing. And in it goes. And I'm just going to work it through the veg so it gets kind of distributed. Got all that kind of wetter veg underneath. And you want enough liquid so that when you press it into the jar, the liquid starts to fill above the line of the vegetables. So what I'm going to do now is leave it for about half hour with a tea towel just across the top, and let the salt just do the work, do the hard work, and then I'll come in and do a bit of squeezing, and it will be ready to put in our jars. So I'll see you in a little bit. So my half hour to an hour turned into about 3 to 4 hours, which is what happens, isn't it? So I got caught up with work, and then I had to walk the dog, and now it's pitch black outside, and I'm trying to point all the lights at me so that this doesn't look too bad on the screen. But I really feel like there's some weird lines going on. So if the film is capturing that, I apologise. I might have to put a kind of flashing strobe lighting kind of warning on the video. Anyway, back to the kraut, and I mean, the longer you leave it, the less work you have to do, because all those juices come out, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. Oh, smells nice too. Have a look. So there it is. Let's see if I can hold the phone and mix a bit. There we go. Now the kale could still kind of wilt down a bit, so I think what I might do is get my hands in. Right, let's get some of this in jars then. We're going to need something to catch the bits. Ooh. There we go. And I'm going to try and use the better jars, the ones without paper stuck on, in case I want to give them as gifts. But I did a lot just in case, because you never quite know how much you're going to make. Hence the absolutely enormous bowl. Right, we need a spoon. Okay, and what you do, basically, just spoon it into your jars. And as you go, you want to press it down really firmly. You want to stuff in as much as you can. And what you can see happening as you press down is the juice starts to come up above the vegetables. And that's what you want. You can see why I use a plate. Other people might just be a little bit more delicate doing this and careful, but that's not really my style. Bung it in. Oh yeah, getting plenty of juice. Can you see it? So there you go. Can you see the juice is coming up over and it's brown. So spoon a bit out. There you go. There we go. Because of that paprika. None of this will go to waste. That will also go in. Right, that is probably as much as I want to get in because I need to fit a bit of a weight in the top. Okay. So first of all, you want to keep all of the vegetables under the liquid. So I tend to do that with a piece of, well, usually cabbage, but in this case, perennial kale. Just try and get it to about the right size for the jar. Let's not put that there because it doesn't want to go in another jar. So that goes in the top like that, and that just keeps all the bits under the surface. Okay. There's a leaf covering everything underneath. And then you want something to keep everything weighted down. And I tend to use these little things. I'm not sure where I got them from. I had something in at some point, but they just sit on the top and they keep everything below the liquid. So I need to find the lid for this one now. Okay, I think that's the right lid. And there we go. On it goes. And we'll just wipe off the jar. These bits can go in the next one. Give it a rinse. Okay, so there we go. Our first jar of kraut. Now, just about, I don't know, 6 more of those to go. We'll see. I'll see you on the other side of it. Right, we got 5 jars in total. 1 small one, which will be my tester jar, and then 4 larger ones. And I'm just placing them in this dish because the vegetables inside will continue to release liquid, which will raise the level of the liquid. Plus, as it starts to ferment, it'll get effervescent. So you will get spillage. So I have tightened these fully. Some people don't do that. I do. I tighten them fully. And then after a couple of days, I'll start burping them, which just means to release the lid and then tighten it again. Releases some of the gas out. And I'll do that for a good week, and then I'll try my tester. And if I think it tastes good, I will pop them all in the fridge then, and which will stop the fermentation and just keep them as is. And if not, I'll just keep them out, keep burping them for a few more days, and keep testing them until I like the taste. And that is how you make kraut. If you make kraut and you do anything different to me, do let me know. I make just regular sauerkraut, nasturtium seeds and the garlic scrapes added in, and I have made kimchi a few times, but I think this is my favourite, this kind of root vegetable kraut. I guess technically it isn't a kraut, it's just lacto fermentation. And the other thing probably to say about these sorts of lacto fermentations is that they're really super good for you. So they've got lots of great bacteria in that's good for the gut, and they taste good. I'm really quite into fermentation and stuff. So like here, this is my water kefir. You see all the bubbles going there. And I do kombucha, which I think I've shown you before, and obviously the sourdough bread. I've done things like koji and tempeh before, but they take a little bit more headspace, and with the garden and just living, my headspace is pretty much taken up at the moment. So but this I can manage. So these will now sit on the counter until they're ready. Maybe next week we'll have a taste test. Okay, it's now quite late, so I think it's cocktail hour and it's time to make some dinner and I should probably spend tonight editing this video. So I'll probably say good night for this week, and yeah, thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed, if you liked doing something a bit different, let me know. Sorry we didn't have more of the usual content. I have still got my whole list of jobs to do. I hope that we'll be starting working through them again next week. But in the meantime, have a good week and take care.